Hey y'all, I'm so excited to be back for another season of Catch This Now, where we have engaging topics that will educate you so you are enlightened with the tools and techniques that you can use to do the work on your journey to being the best version of yourself. In this season, we will cover gaslighting, identifying gaslighters, warning signs, and what you can do if you are dealing with a gaslighter or if you're a gaslighter. My name is Tiffany Hodge. I am your host, and my hope is that you catch all of this now so you won't get caught up with it later. So let's get empowered. Hey everybody, I'm so excited and happy that you were able to join me this week as we continue our gaslighting season. Make sure that you've listened to last week where we defined gaslighting and how it works. Make sure you check that out and any of my previous other episodes or podcasts that are there. Make sure you have subscribed. I would love it. And your notifications are on so you do not miss a moment of Catch This Now. For those of you that are new, I truly do appreciate you taking the time out to hear my voice and be a part of the conversation. Thanks for engaging with me. Also, remember that I would love to connect with you outside of the podcast. Make sure you visit my website at tiffanyempowers.me. And you can find me on all social media just by typing in Tiffany Empowers. I will not belabor. I will not labor before you long because we're going to jump right into it. We are now going to talk about identifying a gaslighter. And I want you to do some reflective thinking here too to make sure that you are not a gaslighter. Make sure that you know that you're not really being a gaslighter to someone else and that someone else is not being a gaslighter to you. I don't want to use it. I could use the term gaslighter, but just it could be a tongue tire twister. So we're going to use the word master manipulator. Okay. And we will use the word victim for an individual or person that is being victimized by a mass manipulator. Again, make sure you go back and listen to the first episode so you understand these terms that we are using. Also, I want to remind you, if you are currently in therapy, please continue to seek therapy with the professional that you are working with. I am proud of you and continue to do the hard work. For those of us that are contemplating and really wanting to, but just haven't made that first step, just lean in, get the help that you need so you can go and live the most prosperous and best life that you can while you still have time. I would say amen, and I'm going to say it. Amen. Okay. Some of y'all will get to know that, throughout my time as being a therapist and just being a person of life, some cliches will come out, some things will come out just because I grew up around my grandmother and older people. And sometimes you just got to get to church to say amen, no matter if you go to church or not. There's nothing wrong with agreeing. Okay, so gaslighters, aka master manipulators, here we go. They have a unique ability, and we want to be able to make sure we can identify what they look like. These people may have the ability to repeatedly twist events to shift blame to someone else. And this emotional abuse, that is what this is. Master manipulators, aka gaslighters, are emotionally abusive and can leave victims questioning their own sanity. In the last episode, I talked about a movie called Gaslight. It was a black and white film, a British film from 1944. It is on YouTube and it's pretty good quality. So if you have a chance and you don't mind a black and white film, go look at it. He had the Paul, what's his name? Paul had the ability to get Bella to really feel like she was like not in control of her own thoughts, and like she was going insane. She was losing her sanity. She was questioning herself, questioning where she put things, questioning what she saw, questioning what she heard, questioning what she felt, questioning all kind of things. And it was just truly emotionally abusive to even watch the way that he spoke to her in some of the scenes, and the things that he would say to her, and then turn around and be like, "Hey, you want to go to a show?" And she's like, "Really, Paul?" It's really abusive, emotional abuse at its highest, if you will. And it really did leave her really questioning everything that she knew in herself. So if you or someone you know is truly in this heightened area of where they're questioning their own sanity, they may be, or you may be, or in a situation that is considered emotionally abusive. Remember that master manipulators are highly um, um, highly verbally, emotionally abusive. It's worth noting that some gaslighters aren't even aware of the manipulative behavior. I talked about that in the first episode as well. A lot of times it's just because the behavior is so unchecked, and they have probably operated it in so long, they don't even really know what it is they are doing. And it's just become regular behavior. And it's very hard for them to even snap out of it. And when they're dealing with someone who is a victim, the victim doesn't even know that that's what's going on, or what words can be said, and how can I get out of this. And it's just a big loop of 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 confusion, if you will. And I'm going to go on and say that I really do think that gaslighters, or manipulative, what I call master manipulators, um, were manipulated themselves in some way, some form, in some earlier life that they may have had. They may have been manipulated, or they have seen this type of abuse before. And so they're just repeating a pattern of which they have already seen. And that's why they can be doing these things and not know they are aware of it. But there are some people, like Paul in this movie, who knew exactly what he was doing, and what his end goal was, and how he was manipulating and gaslighting his wife Bella. So why do people gaslight? Very interesting. I don't think this is going to be like a shocker, because I'm sure most of you probably have an idea of why people gaslight. But I want to give you a simple reason, if you may be questioning it. But people often use gaslighting for basic control. That's it. When someone doubts their own memory or sanity, they may become dependent on the manipulator to make sense of things. In this way, the manipulator is elevated as a position of power or authority. That's it. To have the power over someone. And what way do people actually start to control people? It's through emotional first. It's emotional, and then you attack your mind, and then physical is nothing, at the end of that. Because if you control the way a person thinks, you control the person, right? Emotionally, you've broken down their mental uh security in themselves. Not you per se, but the manipulator has broken those trusts down that the person may have in themselves. That self-confidence is now gone, and so they are so dependent upon the manipulator to help them make just basic decisions that they were making for themselves. It invalidates the victim's point of view. The victim is made out to be wrong, not to be trusted. So the gaslighter or the manipulator has the upper hand in the relationship. They're the controlling party. It's their thought. It's their way. It's their point of view. Yours is not right. That's silly. Are you well? Is Where are you getting that from? You're out of your mind if you think that. You should think this way. Those are some of the languages that they use when they are in this manipulative state of mind. A mass manipulator, a gaslighting, which is like the 2020 term, it's just a manipulator. All it is, tomato, tomato. Pick which one you want to say, but they genuinely are the same thing. The gaslighter becomes the only one in the relationship who can be trusted. Don't trust anything she says. She's out of her mind. And if you see the film, you'll hear Paul say that on several different occasions. Oh, she's out of her mind. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Go lay down, go rest. Things like that. He's the only one with the authority and the power to make the decision, and it's his point of view, and hers does not matter. So people who are victims to this type of emotional abuse, if you will, typically um, just suffer in silence because their self confidence has been diminished so heavy by the time they realize that this is what's going on. Gaslighting is dangerous. Manipulating is dangerous, but it is something that people have been doing. And if you are able to see someone that may be in a gaslighting relationship or situation, there are some things that we can do to help. So I want to make sure that you join me next week, and we're going to go over some warning signs of a gaslighter or mass manipulator, and make sure you have already subscribed and those notifications are on. I would love to connect with you outside of this podcast. Make sure you join my monthly newsletter to stay in the loop about upcoming virtual events, savings, and other fun stuff by visiting my website, Tiffany Empowers, one word, .me. You can find me on all social media as well by searching my name. Until next time, stay engaged, continue to educate yourself, and embrace the enlightenment as it comes.